Hive Thermostat Mini Review. However, the Hive Thermostat Mini lacks some key functions of its larger sibling, but they're still a good choice if you want to save a few bucks. They aren't compatible with the Smart Radiator's valve, however, and the app isn't user-friendly at times. After years of delays, Hive has finally released its first smart thermostat, called the Hive Thermostat Mini. It's a smaller, cheaper alternative to the original Hive thermostat. With the addition of the Hive Smart Radiator valve, the Hive Mini can form part of a true multi-room heating-cooling system. It's not perfect, but it's still a good value for the price. If you're using an open-source smart thermostatic device, there are two ways to connect them to your system. One way is to use the traditional thermostatic valve, which connects directly to the main water pipe. You can choose between multiple heating zone installations, and these require professional installations. However, for standard installations, you can opt for the DIY install or the professional option. It uses two AAA rechargeable lithium-ion battery cells, so installation isn't difficult. You just need to plug them into the wall outlet and download the free app from Google Play or App Store. The original Hive thermostat had lots of on-device control options, including the option to adjust the schedule directly from the device. It's far easier for me to program smart thermostats through the app rather than fiddle about with a small display or physical controls. At its most basic, the Hive Thermostat Mini just gives you simple control over your schedule. Like other smart thermostats, it divides the day into blocks of time that you're defined, each with its own desired target temp. You can also create multiple sets of rules for the same day, allowing you to change things up depending on what you're doing. To make life easier, you can copy patterns between different dates, saving you the hassle of having to manually recreate them every time. If you want to become smarter, you must learn to program actions. An action might be turning up the heat when someone opens the front door. It's easy to set up actions, but there aren't any built-in actions for creating your own. It's better to use the heater than to leave windows open because then you pump extra heat into the cold outside air. Other systems use features that watch for fast drops in room temperatures and shut off the heat when necessary. Location is more useful than time because the app will let you know when you're going out and ask if you'd like to switch off the heating. There's the optional Hive Heating Plus feature, which provides additional historical trend information and lets you know whether you're likely to exceed your monthly energy target. With this feature, you can set different temperatures for each room, depending on whether it'll be warm or cool outside. With Hive, it's not possible to cancel a subscription from within the app itself, so you'll need to contact the company directly to get things done. On average, the app is quite irritating to navigate. If there's a problem with the connection, for instance, the app doesn't give a simple web address but instead asks if you're at home, which makes navigating the app slower and more difficult. The Hive Smart Radiators are compatible systems. They're easy enough to set up and ship with adapters to match most types of TRVs. Each valve requires a lengthy calibration routine, taking up to several minutes. Other smart radiator valve manufacturers use a quicker method to calibrate their devices. Hive uses a longer, slower method. Each individual action operates independently from one another. You can adjust the temperature manually by turning the knob on top of the valve. In order to make your life easier, we've included an app called Hive. With Hive you can control your hives remotely via your smartphone, tablet, or computer. This solution works, but in boost modes, the main thermostats are not functioning properly. You cannot turn up the temperature without turning off the system completely. You can use Amazon Echo and Google Home devices to control your thermostat and switch between heating modes. It took some time for me to adjust to how the smart radiators worked, but once I did, they were really useful. They're particularly helpful when there are multiple rooms in a house because you don't need to individually control each individual room's temperature. It worked fine as a standalone thermostat, but its thermostatic programming function was too limited for our purposes. We needed something that could learn from our habits and adjust accordingly. As a standalone thermostat, the Hive Thermostatic Mini is quite capable. It offers remote access, plus temperature monitoring and notifications.